Hello, I am Donna Marie Rodriguez, and welcome to this report on monitoring and evaluation. In this report, we will be covering various topics related to monitoring and evaluation, including basic concepts, types of evaluation, setting evaluation goals, determining indicators, developing an evaluation plan, selecting monitoring and evaluation methodologies, developing and pre-testing data collection instruments, and writing an evaluation plan. So let's start by discussing the basic concepts of monitoring. Now, monitoring involves collecting data regularly and systematically to track program performance and progress towards achieving goals. Now, it can be long term or short term. Both short term and long term monitoring and tracking are essential components of a comprehensive monitoring and evaluation system because by conducting regular monitoring activities, we can ensure that our interventions are on track and that we are achieving the desired outcomes. While by conducting long term monitoring and tracking, we can assess the sustained impacts of our interventions and make informed decisions about our future movements, involvements, or programs. Now, aside from that, it should also be flexible and adaptive to allow for mid-course corrections based on feedback from the field. Making mid-course corrections based on feedback is an important part of monitoring and evaluation as it allows programs to be more responsive to the needs of beneficiaries and to address emerging issues before they become more significant. Now, by being flexible and adaptable, we can improve program performance, increase program efficiency, and ultimately achieve better outcomes for program beneficiaries. Now, the feedback that I am talking about here are feedback which can be obtained through various means such as surveys, interviews, and focus groups. So that's all about monitoring. Now, let's proceed to this part, the basic concepts of evaluation and its processes. Now, evaluation is a formal process that involves assessing the overall effectiveness of a program, project, or policy and identifying lessons learned and best practices for future improvement. Now, let's move on to the types of evaluation. There are actually three main types of evaluation, and those are formative, process, and impact evaluation. Formative evaluation is conducted through or conducted during program development to improve program design and implementation. Process evaluation, on the other hand, is conducted during program implementation to monitor and assess program delivery and management, while impact evaluation is conducted after program completion to determine the program's effectiveness and impact, right? And the second to the last is cost benefit analysis, and it is typically used to determine the return on investment of a program and to make decisions about resource allocation. And the last one is outcome evaluation, and it is designed to assess the immediate results of a program, such as changes in knowledge, behavior, or attitudes. Outcome evaluation, it is also typically used to assess program performance and to identify areas where improvements can be made. Now, understanding the different types of evaluation is important for selecting the appropriate type of evaluation for a given program or intervention, and for ensuring the evaluation efforts are focused on the most important aspects of program performance and impact. So, here you can see the different types of evaluation. Now, to let us proceed to determining indicators. Determining indicators is another important step in the evaluation process. Well, for one, indicators are specific and measurable characteristics that can be used to track program performance and progress towards achieving goals. It is also important to select indicators that are relevant, reliable, and feasible to collect. Well, examples of indicators include the number of participants in a program, right? The percentage of participants who complete the program, changes in knowledge or attitudes among participants, and changes in behavior or health outcomes among program participants. Aside from that, determining indicators is an important step in the evaluation planning process as it helps to ensure that program performance and impact can be assessed using meaningful and relevant measures. And by selecting appropriate indicators, program managers like us can monitor program performance, identify areas where improvements can be made, and assess the effectiveness and impact of the program over time. So these are the examples on how you can determine indicators, the steps on how to determine indicators. Now, let us talk about setting evaluation goals. Setting evaluation goals involves identifying the purpose of the evaluation, the key questions the evaluation will that will be addressed, and the intended audience for the evaluation. It is important to ensure that the evaluation goals are realistic, relevant, and achievable. And by setting clear evaluation goals, program managers like us can ensure that the evaluation is focused on the most important aspects of the program performance and impact, and that evaluation efforts are aligned with program objectives and stakeholder needs. This can improve the usefulness and relevance of the evaluation and can help to ensure that evaluation findings are used to inform program improvement and decision making. So, this is how you set evaluation goals. Now, let us proceed to this part, developing an evaluation plan. So, this part is a critical step in the evaluation process, of course. It involves outlining the evaluation methodology, data collection methods, and data analysis procedures. The evaluation plan should be designed to ensure that the evaluation is rigorous, relevant, and feasible to implement. By developing this process, or by developing a clear and comprehensive evaluation plan, program managers such as us can ensure that evaluation efforts are focused, efficient, and aligned with program goals and objectives. This can improve, of course, the usefulness and relevance of the evaluation and can help to ensure that evaluation findings are used to inform program improvement and decision making. Now, let us proceed to this part, selecting monitoring and evaluation methodologies. This is also a very important step in the evaluation process. There are various monitoring and evaluation methodologies that can be used, all right, including surveys, uh, interviews, case studies, focus groups, right? So, the selection of the appropriate methodology depends on the evaluation questions, the not only that, but also the available resources and the intended audience, right? By selecting appropriate monitoring and evaluation methodologies, program managers such as us can ensure that evaluation efforts are efficient, effective, and will provide useful information on program performance and impact. Next is developing and pre-testing data collection instruments. It is also an important part in ensuring, or important process in ensuring, that the data collected is accurate and reliable, because data collection instruments should be designed to ensure that the data collected is relevant, reliable, and appropriate for the evaluation questions being asked. Now, once the data collection instruments have been developed, they should be pre tested on a small sample of respondents, and pre-testing involves administering the instruments to a small group of respondents to identify any issues with the design, such as questions that are difficult to understand or response options that are confusing. Okay? Based on the results of the pre-testing, the instruments can be revised and refined to improve their validity and reliability. Now, by developing and pre-testing data collection instruments, us program managers can ensure that the data collected is accurate, reliable, and appropriate for the evaluation questions being asked. This can actually improve the usefulness and relevance of the evaluation findings and can help to ensure that the evaluation results are used to inform program improvement and decision making. Finally, writing an evaluation report. This process involves synthesizing the data collected during the evaluation into a clear and concise document that presents the findings, conclusions, and recommendations. The following are here that you can see on your screen are general steps to consider when writing an evaluation report. So it includes introduction, methodology, findings, conclusions, recommendations, limitations, and appendices, and how to do them. Right. But now, when writing a summarized evaluation report, It is important to keep the language clear and concise and to focus on the key findings and recommendations. You may use headings, bullet points, and other formatting techniques to help make the report easy to read and navigate. Okay. So that's it for my report. Thank you so much for listening.